Hey, John here again. Well, as you can probably tell, it's winter time. I haven't made a video in a while, so I figured I'd make an easy video while I'm waiting. The snow here in Massachusetts is, not very much, but it is cold as shit outside. So, just started the wood stove up. Actually, it's probably cooking by now. Oh yeah. Oh shit. So today I wanted to go over, in case somebody has a sled like this, I'm going to go over just the oil change part, because there is a bleeder screw in there. If you bought a sled like this without, a manual, I suppose you could probably find it online, but there is a little bit of a, it's typical oil change like a car. It's a 4-stroke oil filter, blah blah blah. So I do want to go over. I'm going to take it apart and show you, but there is a bleeder screw in there that you have to be aware of, and there's the sub pump for the oil. I'll go over that, but that's all I wanted to do today. Like I said, I haven't made a video in a while, so in case somebody comes across, like I said, yeah, I don't really need to cover taking out body panels and stuff. Well, it'll be a short video if I don't, so I will. Well, first of all, you're probably not going to have hood pins. I put these hood pins on here because my hood, this is the third hood. Don't ask me why. This thing kept flying off. The first time it happened, I had no idea. A friend of mine took it, and he came back without a hood. He didn't know what happened, and of course I didn't really believe him at the time. I thought he was playing a joke. But then it happened to me 2 other times. For whatever reason, it flies off. Not because, we're going 150 miles an hour, not that it goes 150, but I mean, just for whatever reason, bumps hit hard. So I put these hood pins in here just to, it hasn't fallen off since. They're a little bit of a problem getting them off. In fact, the stuff I use, the sticky stuff, the washers are kind of stuck. So, I'll show you the sump in a minute. It's on the other side there, but I did want to show you this bleeder screw, in case you're wondering. I don't know if I can't zoom in because I'm using a GoPro, but the best I can do is point it out. That little, it's actually a Phillips on the top, but geez, I think it's an 8. I'll have to get a wrench on there, but that thing needs to be loosened up. Again, I'll show you how to drain the oil and everything, but when you fill this back up with oil, that thing needs to be opened up so it lets the air out. But I will, let me see if I can get a closer look with the camera here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Can't hold the light and everything at the same time. That's a closer look. I'm on the right side, passenger side if you will, but that little bolt right there needs to be opened up. Well, let me show you how to empty this oil. Okay, this is not my favorite design either. Again, wicked back lighting. This lighting sucks in here. This is a muffler. This thing gets extremely hot. It actually melts my boot, under the footwell there from this muffler. Now look where the oil the sump is. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like sitting right next to each other. They're almost touching. To me, that's a wicked bad design. I don't know if you can get in there, but look how close they are. They got a little foil, thing on the oil line, but that muffler is just that's just horrible. I know it's aluminum. That's not. The muffler is whatever, steel, but that sump is just, in my opinion, too close, Anyways, that's how, you fill the thing as far as, let me see if that'll break loose. Oh, man. Wow, I'm going to have to get something on there. Get a wrench on there. But that's how you fill it. And underneath, let's take you for another ride here. Believe it or not, underneath, where are we? That little plastic dura underneath. You got I know, pain in the ass. You got to take that plastic piece off. Actually, I got to get another one. It's pretty beat up. And that's where your drain plug is. And you know, so we'll go there next. I'll get the camera set up somehow. But look at muffler comes out right there. That pump is right there. It's just a bad design. I don't care for it, but you know, when you buy a sled, you don't really think about these things. You just, you know, everything's problematic. For whatever reason, they still using standard. You know, most everything's metric. So this is a 9/16, and let's try the other way. And I believe there's going to be a spring with a filter in here. Holy fuck! It is fucking tight. Wow. That is fucking super tight. I might have to get a breaker. Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm putting some torque on that fucking thing. I gotta get a breaker bar. Holy shit. That can't be right. This camera back on, so I got a breaker bar in there. Watch me break this fucking bolt off. Holy shit, dude, that is fucking tight. Am I going the wrong way? Lefty-loosey. Wow. Holy fuck, that scared me. Wow. That is fucking crazy tight, man. I'd like to blame somebody, but I'm the only one that does maintenance on this thing. Maybe had some water in there and it froze, I don't know. Anyway, she's gonna come out of here. I think it's spring loaded, if I remember right. Get her off of there. Seriously? How long is this fucking thing? Holy shit, man. Still got a little tension on it. Come on. Really? Oh, there it goes. Alright. It's not quite all the way. Shit all over the place, but I don't have a choice. Alright, there's that spring with a... Oh, yeah. See, this is, I don't know if this is showing. Magnetized. Just, you know, collects particles or whatever, but the spring just kind of sits up in there, and this is a filter. I'll get it up on the bench and we'll look at it quicker. Oh, oh! Get off of there. Thought it was fucking dripping on the floor. Alright. Maybe we'll get some goddamn... Just wanted to point out, that probably came off hard, that rubber washer kind of was working on the threads there. I don't have another one of those. I probably should replace it, but it does feel like it's still, you know, pliable. But anyways, that is the magnet for collecting all the crap. It's not really too much crap on her. Looks pretty good. And this strainer, I'm assuming when this gets plugged in, you know, that spring gets collapsed, you know, so it's compressed, and then the strainer helps out with the magnet and blah blah blah. I'll clean all that up, but anyways, so there's that. This stuff takes I think it was 0W40. I gotta look it up. It's like $8 a quart. It's crazy. It takes like I gotta look that up too. Don't overfill it. But all right, let me get to let me show you something else. All right, so I'm back underneath. Kind of forgot where we left off, but I know this is the reservoir side. You know, we took that. Remember, I took that. Took the bolt out and that spring with the screen filter there. So that's the reservoir side. The motor side fill plug is, this is just that Gorilla tape. Well, that's some HVAC tape there, the silver stuff. And I put that Gorilla tape over there. That's lasted that long. I can't believe it held up. But you know, those plugs are relatively cheap. They're $3, I think, $3 a piece. You know, these, you can see that in the dark, but these little plugs, $3 a piece. But the problem is it's like $7 shipping, so they get destroyed. This one is probably the last time. I don't know if that's part of that plug or just shit in there. But anyways, I think this time I'm just gonna put the Gorilla tape over there. I mean, Christ, that lasted a whole season. I mean, it's still stuck pretty good. I was just trying to lift it off. It's really stuck good. So I'll tape them up again. But that's somewhere, yeah, right there. That's Wow, that Gorilla Tape is something else, man. Holy shit. Anyways, might have to lift this off the case here. Anyways, I'll get this. Wow. Boy. I'll get that oil's probably from leaking over there, you know, or the oil filter. It's getting all over the place. So I'll get some brake cleaner in there and dry that up. But let me get that plug out, empty the oil out of the engine, go from there. Wow, that is like the stickiest shit. I mean, sub-zero weather. I had all I can do to get this goddamn tape off. I had to use a razor and scrape it off, but this stuff works pretty good. Look at this stuff. Look it up here. That is unbelievable. And that's just oil from, you know, the other side leaking over there, but that is good stuff, man. Gorilla Tape, sub-zero weather, didn't matter. It was still on there. Did what I intended it to do. I'm gonna use it again. Once I get that oil drained, I'll use it on both sides. I mean, you know, oil plugs and plastic things are a little easier to get out, but I'm not paying 3, 6, 14, you know, almost 20 bucks for a little piece of plastic. I can use tape. Okay. So anyways, that's a 9/16 fill plug too, so let me drain that. I had to jack this up a little bit just to get it off my cart to get the tape off, but I'll drain that. Looks like I'll just squeak by, even so if it leaks on there, no big deal. Drain that up and that'll be done with the fucking oil. Okay, while that oil is draining under there, I just go ahead and take that, I don't know if you can see it in there, that where the threads are. Take that bolt out, which is right here. It's just a 5/16. You don't have to take it out, just loosen it up and it lets the air out. I just take it out just to, you know, look at the gasket or whatever. While that's draining, just so, you know, get a little air in there. It's actually almost done draining. Kinda, yeah, it's dripped a little bit, but that's it. I had to crack this loose with a pair of pliers, but, you know, this is just the oil fill with your dipstick. You know, so that's pretty, you know, nothing doing there. But that's where we're gonna fill it once we do one more thing. Let me take you over here to the front engine. Again, bad placement. I disagree on this whole goddamn setup, but let me put my light down in there, see if, yeah, I don't know if you can see that. My finger is touching the oil filter. Let me see if I could drop this camera down in here. I'm not sure what it's looking at, but that's the oil filter, and the only thing I like about it is this little tray there. It funnels down into that little hole because they obviously know you're going to spill it all over the place. So they give you a, I don't know, maybe you can see it underneath with the camera, I don't know. There's a little hole. So, you know, you undo that and then it just makes a mess everywhere. That's why all that remnants is, but you know, most of it goes down that little funnel, that little plastic piece there, but just shut the light off. This little plastic piece, most of it finds its way down. Now, if that filter is too tight, you're gonna have to get one of these guys, you know, because you can barely get your hand in here. Slip that guy on there. Put a ratchet in there. You can get a ratchet in there, but I like to use, you know, I got a strap ratchet. There's a few things you can do, but if you saw where my arm is snaking through here between the you know, interchanger pipe and the engine, it's just not enough room. I don't get it. This is something that you change every year, and why would they put it in such a effed up location? Anyways, hopefully that'll come off, no problem. You know how that goes. One more thing. You see that hole? Like right straight up? That's where the oil's going to piss out of there from the oil filter. So make sure your steering is not blocking it. It's going to make it more of a mess. So just move your steering, you know, so that hole is, you know, it's going to get all over the place anyways, but, you know, well, ain't that some shit. So I was looking through, see if I can find my manual for this thing, and apparently it's been misplaced. So the oil filter is a 1359 from Napa. I don't know what the artic one is, but I wouldn't pay that kind of money when you can get a normal filter anyways. So I'm going to take this. This is a 9/16 for the clutch here, but you know, I was just thinking about this air filter. I've never replaced it. Every year I look at it, this air filter here, and it's always pristine, but this is a 2010 sled, so it's been 7 years. I bet you this thing's got to be dirty by now. I was going to say it wasn't, but it does appear to have, well, it's not that bad, but 7 years. I mean, how much dust is out there, you know? But it does look like it's getting discolored up here. Inside is kind of dirty, so I guess I'll have to get one of those. That part number is, the artic part number is 1670-952. Made in Mexico. I'll see if I can get something on Amazon or something. I doubt Napa's going to have this. But anyways, let me put that aside. So this is a 9/16 too, just like the oil fill plug, for whatever reason. So this clutch is pretty simple. Well, first you got to take off these clips. Get that guard out of there. The one thing I do like about this sled, a lot that I don't like, but this clutch system, as far as taking this clutch off, it is probably one of the simpler ones. You know, like Polaris, you have that little set bolt that you know, draw down and it opens up the sheaths. Watch this guy here. Probably have to stick a brake. This guy here is probably one of the easiest ones I've seen. You know, I don't know what they're doing today, but because this is a 2010, this is an old sled. Well, old. It's an old, you know, today, you know, the high performance sleds. I mean, every year they do something different. But so you take this little cup. So you take this little cup. Let me see if I can do a screwdriver. This thing's got a little rubber gasket on it. Wow. You're going to talk good shit about this thing. Just a little bit. It's got a rubber on the inside. This is rubber too. So you just undo the bolt, take this off, just flip it around. That's all there is to it. And you stick this bolt back in here. Flip that piece around, the outside piece. Stick that bolt back in there, and that's as easy as pie. I mean, come on. Can't get any easier than that. And it starts opening the clutch. Look at that. Easy peasy. Just bottom this thing out. And the belt comes right off. Is that the easiest clutch system you ever seen? Before I even get it out. Like I said, I don't know about Skidoo. I don't know what they do. I don't want to have Polaris and Articats, but that is literally the easiest thing I've ever seen. So anyways, get the belt off. You back this guy off again. Wish I had better lighting in here, I really do. Some fluorescence hooked up in here. Instead of fucking holding one goddamn... One hand with a light, one hand with a wrench. I mean, this is magnet, but there's nothing to stick it to. It's all aluminum. Alright, that may be, Just hold it. So anyways, let's get this thing back off. And when you put it back on, obviously you just flip it around. But I think that's the coolest clutch assembly going. And all you do is put the thing off. That's it. That is it, man. Easy. Really easy. So let me get a little close up here. This is what I'm talking about. Alright. Well, that's motor oil. I don't know how that got in there. But that's what I'm talking about. Look at the mess it makes. See, in there, where, oh boy, I see an acorn. Filthy fucking mouses. Now I gotta do a little visual inspection for chewed up wires. This thing's, it spends most of its life on a goddamn elevated. These mice are unbelievable. I do see some acorns in there. Son of a beehive. Well, I'll look around afterwards. Anyways, what I wanted to point out is this. Let's see if I can zoom in. Alright, that's motor oil. Like I said, you're going to make a mess. Doing an oil change, it's going to make a mess. There's just no doubt about it. These diamond drives are, you know, I use, I forgot what the gear oil, you know, some people use transmission oil. Some, you know, there's a lot of stuff about that. I do use gear oil. I change it every year. Never had a problem with it. I think 70, 90, 80, 90. I don't know. I have to look that up too. But anyways, this is your drain plug. It's pretty simple stuff. But as you can see, because it's so damn low, how are you gonna? I mean, it just, you know, it used to fill all this up. There's no way to get that out. You know, the manual says one thing, but trust me, it's going to make a mess. Just have a lot of rags available. And I put this, like I said, this is a drain. Obviously, I hit something. That's why it's tweaked like that. It used to be flat. Must have hit a rock or something. I pushed it up. But this used to be flat. And, you know, I probably should put another drain plug here, drill through here or something. I must have hit a rock or something because that used to be flat. But anyways, that is your drain plug. This is your fill plug. See? Oil level, oil fill level. Here, there's your oil fill level. You know, when that starts pissing out. And that's pretty much it. So to do the chain case oil is probably easier than the engine oil. Either way, it makes a mess. But I do want to show what I use for the mechanism. Hold on a second. Never enough light. I gotta see. I mean, I must have hit some pretty big rocks to push this up like that. But I'll see if I can get this whack back down. Then I'll empty this out. The book says to, you know, tip this whole sled on its side, which is just unbelievable. But even if you do that, it's gonna come out here and make a mess. I mean, there's no way to do this without making a mess, but like I said, I put this drain plug in here. Even though it's twisted, I'm going to bang this back down, see if I can get it back to where it was. All this is motor oil from doing an oil change, but I'll get all that cleaned up best I can. So let me get pounding on this, see if I can straighten it out. Trying to bang this, it's problematic, no matter how I do it. You know, put a hammer here, but I got it straightened out somewhat, but I'm afraid of this ricocheting off and getting into that spline. Nobody wants that. So I'm going to try a pneumatic hammer, see if that works, but it's going to make a lot of noise here, but pretty much got it straightened out better than it was. Anyway, you know, especially from underneath, it had a big indent. It's starting to pop out. There's still a big indent, but I can't get way back in there, so I'm going to try a pneumatic hammer. Alright. Yeah, that seems to be working. I don't know. Seems to be working. It's flatter than it was. Get some of that oil. Oh shit, look at that. Oh, I thought it was a screwdriver in there. It is a screwdriver, but it's from... I thought I left something in there. But it's better than it was. It's starting to chew it up a little bit, so I gotta kind of be careful. So I think I'm gonna just leave that. I'll have to... Again, it's gonna make such a mess. I'm going to take that plug out. It's going to, you know, drain, and it's going to leave a pool in there anyway, so I got to get it cleaned out after I do it, but I did want to show you how I do it, how I fill it. Want this oil out now. I don't know if I could see anything. Get a pan set up. Well, first thing I guess. First, I guess I'll take the top one off, just get some air going in there. Why are these things on so goddamn tight? Everything's a 14 or really 9/16. So far, the oil fill plugs, everything I've touched is 9/16. Or 14, whichever. Alright. Yeah. Might have been a one. Now they're saying to tip it up on its side, and I don't believe that's for anything as far as getting, because this is at the bottom of the, it's not like tipping it up on its side is going to get most of the oil out. And I think that what they're saying is to get it to drain out the side of the belly pan here. So, anyways, he's draining, and as you can see, my little drain hole works, right? Coming down, but no matter how you do this, it's going to make a goddamn mess. So if you don't want to drill a hole and plug it with a nut and bolt, to get over this lip here, to turn this whole sled up on its side, this shit just goes everywhere. There's no drain hole for it. So trust me, the first year I tried it, it just made quite the mess. I mean, you try to slide a funnel under there, but it's so low, and you try not to make a mess. I just felt this is the easiest way. Make a hole, plug it afterwards. It's not even necessary to plug it, really. I mean, you don't want nothing getting into your clutch area, but that hole's so minute. But I do plug it anyways. So once that's drained, I'll put the fluid back. All right, so I cleaned her up a little bit. Normally, if this was, I don't know, a friend I was doing it for, a customer or whatever, I would paint that, my hammer marks. But this is aluminum, ain't gonna rust or nothing, so I'm just gonna leave that. But I cleaned it up, but this is what I do with, I'll take gear oil. First of all, this gear oil, normally I use 75/90 with, it was a partial, whatever they call it, partial blend or half blend or whatever. But this year I'm going to use a full synthetic, just because that's what Artic recommends. But honestly, you do this every year. I mean, the gear doesn't know what oil it's getting, but any, oh Christ, my Polaris, I use a transmission fluid. Been doing that for years. It's an 04, and, so anyways, so I'll use this this gear oil. And when it starts spilling out, it's full enough. That's how I do it. Doesn't really make too much of a mess unless you overfill it. But so that's the gear. Get the this diamond drive. You can go to Artic website. They recommend whatever their Artic fluid is. But like I said, gear oil. I've used transmission oil. The gear chain doesn't, as long as it's lubricated, but that's just my opinion. You do what you want, but so I just keep putting this in until it starts seeping out the top there. And once that happens, I'll seal everything up, wipe up a little more, put the thing back in, bada boom, bada bing. So I'll get to the oil now. Okay, I'm pretty sure this takes 4 quarts of oil, but initially I think the book says to do like 2 quarts. And turn the machine on and check your trying to get this thing off, check your gauges up there. I'll show you that in a bit, but oop, almost, you booger. That'd have been nasty. All over the battery, all over everything. Yeah, this is problematic. You need a funnel for sure. Bendable one if you got one. So anyways, let me work on this. I'll get a couple of quarts in there, and I'll show you what I gotta do. You gotta turn. I just put half the jug in. So I turn the key on, and I don't know if you can see that. Try to get up over here. The oil light is on, but I'm thinking that's normal. And I forgot what the book says, and I don't have my book anymore, but so recycling this, turn it off, turn it back on. There's the temp light, there's the oil light. So again, I forgot the exact details, but so half of it's in there, so there's at least 2.5 quarts in there. So it does take 4 quarts, I do know that. So let me turn this off, put another quart in or so, you know, whatever I think it is. Not even sure, but it's hard to remember some of this shit. Still want to spill it all over the place. Again, probably easy to look up, but I don't have internet back here, so. The oil light does come on, so I'm going to go ahead and start this up, which I think is normal. Then the oil light should go off, but just can't remember what the thing is, so let me put the cap back on here, tighten that bleeder screw down, just start it up a little bit, see what happens. And I didn't hear anything coming to that bleeder valve air-wise, but you know, I know it does have to be off, but let me start this up. I think that that light probably come on, and then just like a car or anything else, boy, I don't even know if you can see through that lens, it's so goddamn foggy. Just like anything else, the light should go off. Alright, so it's on right now, let's start it up. Uh-oh. Not sure what that's about. Dead battery? You gotta be shitting me. You've got to be kidding me. Can't be that dead. Come on. Well, according to this battery charger, FO3 means an internal open cell, which, that's fucking bullshit. This battery is only a couple of years old, and I've had it on a, where is it, battery tender for all season long, and it started up before I did the oil change, so I won't even take a charge. Jesus Christ. And I can't jump start it with this because it's got that code in there. So let me get a vehicle in here and see if I can jump start this, because I do want to get that lit before I get a battery. Well, if it ain't one problem, it's another. Well, don't know if this is going to work. I'm only going to have one opportunity. That battery on that snowblower is probably not the best, but let's see if this works. I just want to see if that light goes out. If it does, I'll top it up to the proper full mark, but can't believe we got to get a new battery. It's unbelievable. So let's see what happens here. Temperature, there's the oil light. See if it'll start. Alright, cool. So the oil light went down. I'll let this run a second. Guess not. See if it'll start again. Run a little rough, but I ain't been started in a while. Oh wow. Well, that battery is fucked as soon as I let go. This should run without a battery though, no? As soon as I let go of the... That's fucking weird. Well, at least the oil light's not on. Temperature light is blinking. I think that's just because it's not warm enough yet. There goes the temperature light went out. Not like it's warmed up yet, but... So if I take this off, by rights it should stay running even if the battery's dead. Well, at least two-stroke runs that way. That is fucking weird. I guess you need a battery. No doubt about it. There was nothing wrong with that battery. Started up before this oil change, so I gotta look at that. And I did notice there's a little bit of a Not really. I mean, the terminals, the negative terminal is loose, but you know, you tighten it up and really nothing. So, but anyways, to finish this video, you know, I just top off this, you know, because at least with a jump on there, I could see that the oil light went off, and I could see this is low. So add a half a quart, it's saying. So I'll keep topping this off, and I'll jump it again, get it started, get the oil. But anyways, so don't forget this bleeder valve. Tighten it up. Make sure that's tight, because if you don't, I'm sure some oil will piss out of there. But I think we're all set. So I guess, according to the book, if that oil light doesn't go out when you start your vehicle, you know, it's got some air in there, and you just keep, you know, unloosen that bleeder valve again, and eventually you'll get it. But I guess you can go to Artic. They'll probably have manuals on that website if you don't know how to do it. But that's all I got for now. I'm bummed that I got to get a battery, because they ain't cheap. But so that's it. Oil change, chain case oil change.